Hello, is anybody there? Okay, well, I'm attempting my first live stream right now, and I'm using the camera on my laptop, which isn't the best, but it's going to have to work for now. So I'm doing a little test here and see if anybody joins. If not, I'm going to be talking about records to myself and it'll record it. So if anyone wants to watch it later, they can. I have a whole crate here of records and some coffee. If you're here, send a message. Good morning, Prog Hat. Thanks for joining. This is so exciting. Hi, Dimebag Dave 77. How's it going, guys? Hey, Nick. Thanks for joining. This is fun. How exciting. Okay, cool. I have 3 people. Can everyone hear me okay? Does the sound okay? Good? All right, good. All right. What's everyone doing this morning? It's only 9 here in California, so. Oh, good. Is it too loud? Because I have it like up really loud. All right, well, just let me know if it's too loud. Okay, so what's everyone doing this morning? Texas. Okay, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Nick. So I went out to the beach yesterday. You could see it got a little sunburned. I was a little bit late putting on the 70 block, but it was a really overcast day, and that'll really get you when it's overcast. Are we going to play some records? I wish I could play some records. I'm afraid of getting a copyright strike. What are you going to play, Prog Hat? All right, I guess I'm going to start showing you some of the stuff that I just got out of storage. I have this, I wish I could show you right now. It's a really cool old grocery store crate from Alpha Beta, which was really, it was a grocery store in LA. I remember back in the 80s shopping there. But those old retro crates that you put records in from the grocery store are so cool. And it's this really cool color green. I'm just reading the chat right now. Okay. So bear with me because I've never done a live stream before. So just going to be pretty casual. So I have this Funboy III album I got. I'm going to keep it. I've been going through my record collection. This one, I guess, was produced by David Byrne, which is pretty neat. It has Our Lips Are Sealed on it, which was covered by the Go-Go's. But this was a special value at $6.98. And I guess there are members from the specials here. Has anyone seen the specials live? I've never seen them live. I was also reading about this one too. This is the Screaming Blue Messiahs. I just showed another one of their albums on my last video. And this one's called Gun Shy. And I think Vic Maile, is that how you pronounce it? Maile produced this. And he apparently was a pretty big record producer. He produced like Fleetwood Mac and Lord's New Church and all kinds of the Godfathers, I think. And I really like the Godfathers. And this band kind of reminds me of the Godfathers. I think I'd mentioned that before, but I didn't even know that the same producer produced the Godfathers. But this is a pretty good album. It's very rockin', and it's kind of reminds me a little bit of like some rockabilly music too. But this is, let's see, this is from 1986. Has anyone heard this one? Never have? Yeah. It's good rock and roll. All right. So as you all probably know, I'm really into the 80s. I have a lot of 80s records. But I do like other types of music. I just happen to have a lot of 80s records because at the height of my record collecting 20 years ago, I was really into the 80s. So Funboy III X Special members. Yep. I really like the specials. I remember getting that Dance Craze cassette and really loving it. And I haven't seen too many ska shows live, but I got a chance to see the Selector in the 90s at this place called the Canyon Club in San Jose. And the singer of the Selectors, I can't think of what her name is right now, but she was really cool and she was really sassy and they were really good live. But I really like the Selector. And I think that was one of the bands on that Dance Craze album that came out. But the specials are awesome too. Let's see. Yeah, specials are cool. I haven't found a lot of specials albums out there, or the Selector. I think it's hard to find that old school ska stuff, or at least I haven't had very good luck finding it most recently. Here's one that's great. Thomas Dolby and Aliens Ate My Buick, plus The Lost Toy People. This is like a cool retro album. This one has, what was that popular song was Airhead, which is pretty funny. And the lyrics are so crazy. This is so kitschy. The Key to Her Ferrari. Hot Sauce. That's a really good one. My Brain is Like a Sieve. Yeah, these are kind of weird songs. This was produced by Thomas Dolby and Bill Bottrell. Does anyone know who Bill Bottrell is? This is 1988. Looks like they're at the drive-in. Pauline Black, that's it. Yeah, thanks, Michael. I think the older I get, my brain used to be like a music encyclopedia. Now it takes about 5 minutes to bring the computer up to remember things. So too bad we didn't have YouTube when my brain was like a music encyclopedia. Oh, cool, Nick. What did you play in the ska band? What instrument did you play, or did you sing? Hello from Greece. That's very exciting. Greetings from Central Coast, California. I was just saying that I went out to the beach and forgot to put on the sunscreen until it was too late. So I look like a lobster. All right, here's one. Prince. I love him. What a cool jacket. He's got, speak of the devil, he's got a rude boy button on. We were talking about ska, and there he's a rude boy, huh? So yeah, Controversy. This is pretty cool. It's not one of my favorite Prince albums, but it's a good one. I really like Prince. I was so sad when he died. I just really, really affected me. Who else? Was it Jack Russell that just died too? I think I saw a couple of you made some videos about it on the VC, and which is kind of interesting because I was just reading about that fire, or not reading about it. I just saw a special about that fire that happened. I think it was in New Jersey. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or it was just like the algorithm put it on TV, but it was a documentary about that great white, Jack Russell's version of great white, and that fire that happened. That was really tragic. Oh, guitar. Okay. Big D and the kids' table. Whatever works. Oh, the station. Yeah. That was I'm not sure what the name of the documentary was, but it was just a documentary about it, and I had completely forgotten about that. And then a couple of days later, I heard that Jack Russell had died, but that was really tragic. Just a crazy story. I guess they had put in that nightclub, they had put some kind of like noise protection foam inside the walls, and it was like highly flammable, but I guess it was cheap for them to install it into the walls. And then when they were doing the pyrotechnic show, it just, I think the pyrotechnics, like the fire went like so many feet and the wall was only so many feet high. So it just like lit up that cheap foam and killed everybody. It's pretty sad. So I'm not really, I don't know much about great white. How many of you guys like great white? Oh, who do I like better, Wall Voodoo or Oingo Boingo? Oh gosh, that one's really hard. I really love Wall Voodoo, but I'd have to say if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose Oingo Boingo. What about you, Alan? Well, that's a great question. I should have become maybe next live stream I'll be more prepared, but this is just kind of a, I don't know, it's an experiment. And I wasn't really honestly expecting anyone to show up, so now I'm overwhelmed with all this. So this is cool. Okay, so yeah, I oh cool. I love Mexican radio, but like I was really shocked how good the rest of their stuff was when I heard them and just how unique they sound. I think Mark Moreland was their guitarist, and he really had a cool way of playing guitar. And when I lived in San Jose in the 90s, San Jose, California, I got to meet him. He was working downtown at a little shop, and I had this little, I had a male friend, and his girlfriend was younger, and she's like, I think she saw one of my Wall of Voodoo albums. She was like, I think one of the guys from Wall of Voodoo works downtown. And I'm like, what? Because I was really into them at the time. And so I cruised on down there and got to meet Mark Moreland, and he was a really nice guy. And yeah, I think he was kind of having some health problems. And I think a few years later he died, but he was nice. And I remember he complimented me. I have these really big chunky black boots that I bought at the thrift store, and he said, I like your boots. And I thought, oh, that's so cool. So anyway, memories about random things. Oingo Boingo as well. Okay, so what about all of you? Wall of Voodoo or Oingo Boingo? What do you think? The drummer from Bad Brains worked at a flower shop when not playing with. Okay, cool. Got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Oingo Boingo. Has anyone seen Oingo Boingo? I've never seen him. I did see Boingo, which I guess was an offshoot of Oingo Boingo. And that was probably, I think it was, where was it? It was at the Shoreline. It was some kind of music festival put on by a radio station, I think, in San Jose. And there were a bunch of bands playing. I think it was probably like 1994-ish. I think Green Day might have been there. But yeah, I don't remember ever seeing Oingo Boingo with the full lineup. But I know there's like a version without Danny Elfman playing around, at least around California. And they do a lot of Halloween shows. I've always wanted to check them out. But I can't remember what they're called. Maybe I think they're called Dead Man's Party or something like that. If anyone knows anything about that. All right, let's see here. So I picked this up. There was a Sirius XM channel that I would listen to, and I can't remember what it's called, but they play a lot of cool music. I think one of the guys from the Flesh Tones is a DJ there, and one of the guys from the Dictators is also a DJ, if anyone knows what that channel's called. But they play all kinds of stuff, and I'm really bad with picking up music from new bands. But I heard of this band. It's from Merge Records, and they're called Xhex, and they're pretty cool. It's a female band. And so I picked this up, and I like this album. They kind of remind me a little bit of Elastica meets the Runaways. But there's a song called Tough Enough that's pretty good. And Diamond Drive. They're a little bit like glam rock sounding too, but these girls are pretty cool. So let's see. There's Mary Timony is in here, Betsy Wright, and Laura Harris. It says a power trio that seems intent on celebrating and rejuvenating some of rock's enduring pleasures. And that was from The Guardian. I think that's from San Francisco. But this is a limited edition, and it's magenta and blue swirl vinyl. It's a really good looking vinyl here. Woohoo! Pretty cool, huh? So the consensus so far seems to be Oingo Boingo. All right. Okay, does anyone know anything about this one? Soul Coughing, Sugar-Free Jazz. I've never heard of this. Well, I think I've heard of it, but I've never heard it, never listened to it. I was going to put it on and, keep or get rid of, but I'm not sure. I haven't listened to it yet. But what's funny on the back of this thing, it looks like they might have attached some kind of like a fake mustache or goatee or something. It says beatnik type goatee, adhesive back. Remove white strip on the back of goatee, press evenly on chin. Spirit gum or regular adhesive tape may be used. So I think this album came with like a goatee attached to it, which is so bizarre. Does anyone know anything about this? It's kind of weird. I'll have to listen to this. I have never listened to it, but okay, here's one I just pulled out. I've got actually 2 copies of this if anyone wants an extra copy. Oh, you saw Soul Coughing? Okay, so what is it? Is it like alternative with jazz in it, or what's the Super Bonbon? Huh. I'll have to listen to it, but I think that's funny about having the goatee attached to it. It's kind of weird. So back to this. Felony, 2 copies. I must have decided I needed 2. It says also on cassette, Jeffrey Scott Spry. And Curly Joe Spry is on background vocals. Guitars, Curly Joe. Artie Blee on drums. Luis Ruiz on bass. And Danny Sands on keyboards. So this song on here that was the hit was The Fanatic. Do you guys know that song? It was on the Valley Girl soundtrack. I love the movie Valley Girl. It's a pretty cool movie. It's got a really good soundtrack. And I've been looking for the Valley Girl soundtrack for years, and I've never found it. I did see it once in Hollywood on a wall, and they wanted $100 for it. And that was a really long time ago. I'm like, no way. I'm not going to pay that. But, yep. The Fanatic. I don't know if I've listened to the rest of it, but I really like that song, The Fanatic. Hip hop with jazz, but more than that. Oh, cool. Yeah. Talking about Soul Coughing, what kind of music it is. I'll have to check it out. So yeah, Felony was featured on the Valley Girl soundtrack. I think one of the best movie soundtracks from the 80s. So what's your favorite 80s movie soundtrack? Everybody go. And then I'll bring the next record up. Hi, Ben. Rap, alternative rock, soul coughing. Interesting. Okay. Return of the Living Dead. Oh, that one's really good. Yeah, I do like that one. And I don't have that on vinyl. So, there were two good soundtracks. Return of the Living Dead was the first one. Is that the one that has the cramps on it? Because I think there's another Living Dead soundtrack that's pretty good too. It's got SSQ on it, Stacy Q. I really like those movies. Oh, Less Than Zero. That's a good one, yeah. Oh yeah, Valley Girl. That is a good one. Yeah. Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, that's good. Trying to think of some other ones that are pretty good. Fast Times at Ridgemont High had some pretty good songs on it. I think Oingo Boingo was on that one. Like the end of it, they had that Goodbye, Goodbye. I think 16 Candles is pretty good. I might actually have that with me, 16 Candles. Look and see here. Oh, yeah. Birdie. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Nick, the Cramps and TSOL. So, cool story about TSOL. They came into town, I don't know, right before 2020, and they played locally here. And I asked the guy putting the TSOL show together if I could open and DJ before them. So I got to do like the opening punk sets and stuff before the TSOL show. And I thought that was so exciting because I've actually done it a couple times, a couple years before, and they're so good. And I really like TSOL. And speaking of, okay, there we go. There's a movie soundtrack, Suburbia, right? They were in Suburbia, that movie. Penelope Spheris directed it. And Suburbia's got a really cool soundtrack. I think it's got DI on it too. Yeah. Oh, I love the Cramps. Yeah, I'll have to listen to Birdie. I don't know. Times Square, Alan. Yeah, I have that soundtrack. That one's really good too. That one has the Ramones on it. Okay, so this is the 16 Candles soundtrack. And I was really disappointed when I picked this up because like half the songs they played in the movie aren't on here. And I don't know why. Maybe it had something to do with like their contracts or something. But yeah, this one has I think Ira Newborn did the music for it, which is like that opening song, I think on 16 Candles is really cool. I really like it. It's very like dated sounding, but it's cool. But I think Ira Newborn did a really good job with just his own music that he wrote on there. But Gloria, Patti Smith's on here. I don't know if that song's all right. If You Were Here, the Thompson Twins. I think that's a good one. 16 Candles by the Stray Cats and Hang Up the Phone by Annie Golden. So on the 16 Candles soundtrack, there was a song by the Divinyls that's not on here called Ring Me Up. And I really like that song. The Divinyls are pretty cool, but yeah, it's a John Hughes movie. He always had good soundtracks, I think. Bad Music for Bad People. Yeah, I think that's one of the first Cramps. I don't know. Is it? That's like one of their first releases, I think. That's one of the first Cramps that I heard. I've seen the Cramps 3 times. I think 3 Halloweens in a row, and in San Francisco, and they were so cool. I remember like the first one I saw, I think it was in 97, and it was so fun. They had a blow up doll on stage, and Poison Ivy, like a guitarist, she took off her shoe and she popped it, and I don't know, they had some really cool opening bands too. There was this band, I think from Japan, called Guitar Wolf, and the singer had this wolf mask on, and he took this can of beer and he just like poured it down into the wolf mask. And then they had this band called the Demolition Doll Rods from Detroit playing there too. And they were like all topless except for wearing pasties. And it was just a really fun show. I can't remember exactly where it was. I think it wasn't the Great American Music Hall. It was one of those big venues though in San Francisco, and it was a really fun show. I really was sad when Lux Interior died, because I really looked forward to seeing them on Halloween and going to those shows. And I think the Cramps were they're so cool. Goo Goo Muck, yeah. I used to have Psychedelic Jungle from the Cramps on LP, but I had a bunch of people borrow my records and they never got returned. And then I had a family member had some of my records, and I guess he had a storage unit and it got broken into. So I had a lot of cool records that got just stolen, which really sucks. And yeah, I had a lot of Bowie, and I had the Cramps, and I had all kinds of good stuff that's gone. You get, when you have such a big collection, sometimes you go looking for an album and you realize it's not there, and you're like, darn it. But I think kind of it's kind of inspiring, because now you can go out and look for it again. It gives you kind of a reason to go out record shopping, so you can find all those ones you lost or had stolen. Yeah, Nick, he was a good front man. He was just like a natural. I'm just reading all the comments here. So what was on Less Than Zero? I remember seeing Less Than Zero and I really liked it, but it was kind of depressing. I think maybe I know the Bangles, I think, were on Less Than Zero. Okay, Alan, you got me beat, way beat. There's no way I have 12,000 records, alternative records at least. 10. Oh, wow. Very cool. All right. Let's see. Here is one I've never listened to. Twin sons of different mothers. Is that like brothers from another mother? I have one of those. This is not my thing. But look at their mustaches and their hair. It's very nice. Twins theme, Intimidation, Lazy Susan. Guitaritude number 3. Tell Me to My Face. Hurtwood Alley. 1978. Okay, all instrumental. Okay. Hi, Mark. Enjoy your breakfast. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to have to write notes and listen to some of these. All right. Dan Fogelberg. I don't know. I'm just not into that. That doesn't mean I'm not going to like it. I only have so many hours in a day. Okay, let me pull out another one. I like Split Ends. This is a good one. 1982. This one has Dirty Creature on it. And that's the first song that I heard from them ever, I think. And let's see. 6 Months in a Leaky Boat. That's a good one. I've heard that one on a 80s comp before. I like Split Ends. I think, isn't there members of Crowded House or one of those bands are from Split Ends? I'm not sure. I think some of these I've already showed you guys here. This one I thought kind of sounded like Cactus World News Live. They kind of remind me of YouTube. I don't think I'm going to keep this one, but it's endorsed, it looks, by Spin Magazine. Let's see here. What else is in here? I really love this one, The Suburban Lawns. This is an IRS record. The first time I heard of them was, I think, on Rodney on the Rock, the KROQ DJ. He had that song. He played that song, Janitor. I'm a janitor on my genitals. It's kind of weird new wave music. It's all quirky, but it's all these songs on here are really good. Mom and Dad and God's really good. Pioneers, Flying Saucer Safari. This band's really cool. I really like them. Suburban Industrial Records, IRS. 1981. I think that was a really good year for new wave music. All right, let's see what else is on the agenda for today. I've shown that one already. Here's an interesting one. This one, almost lost it here, is a compilation. It's called Resurrection Volume 12. It has Xhex on it, Living on Video. And I saw Xhex several years ago play, and that guy from Xhex is pretty cool. Can't think of what his name is, but I saw him play with, I think, Missing Persons and Gene Loves Jezebel in Southern California. Lawn chairs is everywhere. Yeah. Suburban lawns are cool. This also has Da 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 from Trio. And let's see what else is on here. Just a random shout from Tears for Fears, which was like, seems so out of place with all these other songs. And then The Specimen, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. They're kind of a gothy band from what I remember, Specimen. Reminds me, there was this compilation called In Goth Days, and Specimen was on there, and I really liked it the first time I heard them, and I thought, oh, they're really cool. Resurrection, Volume 12. Neat. Okay, let's see what we got here. I have a Bananarama, Deep Sea Skiving. This one has Shy Boy. Don't It Make You Feel Good? That's a really good one. I like them a lot, Bananarama. And I'm kind of channeling Bananarama and Dexy's Midnight Runners today with my overalls. What else is on here? He Was Really Saying Something. I like that one a lot too. So, Na Na Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye. That's a good one too. So I was reading somewhere that the lady on that Come On Eileen video from Dexy's Midnight Runners was, I think, one of the sisters of one of the ladies in Bananarama, which is a cool fact. And Yeah, that was a pretty cool video. Come on, Eileen. So, yeah, I like Bananarama. I think they're pretty cool. And I think there was, what was it? Funboy III had a member of Bananarama, or they did backup vocals or something like that. If anybody knows, let me know. All right. Here's a kind of risque one. Vanity VI. And this one has Nasty Girl on it. And I think, what else is it? What else is on here? Wet Dream, Drive Me Wild. He's so dull. I guess if you're Vanity VI, then a lot of guys might be dull. I don't know. But I think this is really fun. This is a Warner Brothers release. Check out that lady. She's got a cig in her mouth. Looks like these chicks are ready to party. Looks like maybe they might have partied with Rick James at some point. I don't know. Is it Vanity that became super religious? Or is it Apollonia? One of those. I know they all had some kind of involvement with Prince, and maybe the Purple Rain movie, there was one of those songs was on there. I think it was Sex Shooter, maybe. But yeah, Purple Rain, that's a good soundtrack. All right. Here's the Stranglers, The Gospel According to Men in Black. This isn't one of my favorite albums, but I do like the Stranglers a lot. I've seen them before with their kind of new lineup that was in the 90s at the Ventura Concert Theater, and they're pretty good. I think that would have been 1992-ish. Hi, Dave. Thank you. I think this has been a pretty good experiment so far. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that all of you are here. Scotty, okay. Underrated Stranglers album. That's what I've heard, too. Oh, you saw him on tour. Michael, that's cool. I know the Stranglers came out with a new song a few years ago. Has anyone heard it? It was a really cool video that they did. Returning from a Journey by The Specimen is another hit. I'm thinking like the one I might have heard was Xhex or something like that, maybe. Okay. This is a classic Eurythmics. I don't know. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just kind of tired of the Eurythmics. But this one has Here Comes the Rain Again, and Who's That Girl? I'll probably keep this one. I think I've showed this one before. Brian Eno, Before and After Science. I had one of the best albums from Brian Eno, and that was one of my records that got stolen. But it was the one that has Babies on Fire, and yeah, it was just a really good one. This one's good. It has No One's Receiving in Backwater. I know I've shared this one before on my channel, but Brian Eno is cool. Pretty sure he produced like one of Devo's first albums. I love Devo. I did get to see Devo finally at the Cruel World Festival a few years ago, and it was really cool. It was like Devo played, and then PIL came on, and then they were like on stage together, and so I thought that was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, first time ever seeing Devo, and they don't disappoint, that's for sure. Okay, let's see here. Here Come the Warm Jets. Yep, that's the one. Thanks, David. Yep, that's the one. I sure wish I had that album. All right, here's some cheesy 80s. This is the Flirts. And speaking of Valley Girl soundtrack, the song on there was Don't Put Another Dime in the Jukebox, right? And pretty sure, yeah, the song's called Jukebox. Little things remind me of you, Cheap Cologne, and that damn song too. Yep, from the Valley Girl soundtrack, 10 Cents a Dance, featuring Holly, Andrea, and Rebecca. High heels on the back. And the lyrics are on the back. Calling All Boys, that's a good song too. Got some good synths going on that album. The Flirts. Okay. I've never heard this one before. It's got a big old cutout on it. Produced by John Ryan for Chicago Kid Productions. And this is, what is this called? States. Picture Me with You. Does anyone know what this is? States. I was having trouble reading it for some reason. They have some really serious hair going on there. Very stylish. I'll have to listen to that one. Nobody knows. Yeah. I went through this period, especially when I was a teenage girl. If anything looked like this, I would just buy it because it was probably like, you know, a quarter or 50 cents or something. So I have a lot of those. Let's see what else is here. It's a demonstration record, not for sale. The Sinceros, Barcelona, Memory Lane, Columbia Records. Whoop. This one has Disappearing from the album Pet Rock, or taken from the Columbia LP Pet Rock. There we go. 1981, Memory Lane in Barcelona. Anybody know them? Four out of 5 doctors. I've never heard, no. Okay. Hey, thanks for still sticking with me. This is really fun. Okay, here's a single, Night and Day. I'll Be Sure. Anybody into this? I really like this, actually. And it says, I'll Be Sure is the winner of Sony Innovations Award. I don't even know what that is, but cool. I'll Be Sure. I like that one. What else do I have here? Yes? Anybody? I love this album. I love Owner of a Lonely Heart. Leave It's really good. It Can Happen. Changes. I love Yes. My dad turned me on to Yes a long time ago, and I really like Yes. You have the 7-inch of I'll Be Sure. Yeah, it's a good. I love it. I'm really into that. Someone said it was New Jack Swing. Is that what it would? I'll Be Sure would be. I just would call it like R&B. Pete Shelley, Homo Sapien. Pete Shelley from the Buzzcocks. I love this song. This is an Island record release here. It's got the dance version and the elongated dance party dub mix. They always had such fancy names for their mixes. Some of them are pretty funny. Genetic Records. Pete Shelley's cool. What's another one from Love in Vain? That's a really good one too. Okay, so here's something. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these, but I had gotten like a lot on eBay of records, and this was included, and the record doesn't play, but look at this size. Pretty interesting, like compared to this size. And this is Joe Jackson, Look Sharp. I love this album, but like I thought this was just so interesting. And so even though the record doesn't play, like I've just kept it because this is so unique. And I love Joe Jackson. But yeah, I knew nothing about this record size and what it was all about. And yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so I heard a rumor from somebody that I used to know that lived in Hollywood, and he was in this band called The Fast, and they were one of Max's Kansas City's bands in the 70s. And his name was Paul. And he went to Gold's Gym in LA and Hollywood somewhere. And he went to the gym with Lux Interior from the Cramps, and also one of the guys from this band, the Sparks. And Sparks, you know, now that we're on the Valley Girl soundtrack conversation, Sparks was also on the Valley Girl soundtrack, but this is from the 70s. And so this one sounds very disco-y. And Number One in Heaven, Tryouts for the Human Race is on here. It's really good. So this is before they went all new wave. Sparks are cool. And I think they're still around, very active in making music. Number One in Heaven. There's the cool little spark there. Okay, Michael. They tried to promote 10-inch records in the late 70s, early 80s, but it didn't really catch on. They were high-profile 10-inch releases from The Clash and Cheap Trick. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, Michael. I had no idea what that was all about, but I was like, this is so neat. And I think I did get one from The Clash too, one of those in that little lot, but like the records were all scratched and didn't play. But I was so impressed when I first saw them, and I was a little disappointed when it didn't play, but just having that little size was so cool. Oh, the Police album. Oh, that's neat. I love the Police. No, I haven't heard Cigarettes After Sex. Nope. I haven't heard it. This is why I'm doing these live streams. I'm just writing notes. All right. I think, let's see what else. I'm trying to find some that I haven't already shown in this pile. I've shown, I have a lot of missing persons. Here's a cool British 12 great British hits of the 60s comp. I got a bunch of these for like a 60s night I was DJing, and like the songs are really cool, but the sound quality on all these compilations are really shitty. But this one's got Peter Gordon, A World Without Love, Chad and Jeremy, A Summer Song. You've got Troubles of Fortunes, As Tears Go By, Marianne Faithfull. You Really Got Me, The Kinks. Itchy Coop Park by Small Faces. I like that one. Here Comes the Night by Them. I've heard David Bowie's cover of Here Comes the Night on Pinups, and I really like that cover of it. But this pretty cool comp. It's just, unfortunately, the sound quality is not very good. All right. Flash in the Pan. Hey, St. Peter. That's a good one. I think this is an Epic release. I think I first heard them on an 80s comp, but I like the cover. All the colorful frisbees and then like the explosion in the background. It's kind of neat. And there's the empty chairs. There's a lot of women in that picture. Let's see. What else we got here? So this one is pretty cool. It's a Enigma Variations comp. And this is from Torrance, Enigma Records. And I really like a lot of their stuff that they put out. It's got Cathedral of Tears, which features Jack Grisham from TSOL. Or wait, no. It's got Passionelle, I think. No. Cathedral of Tears. One of them, I think, yeah, I think it's Cathedral of Tears. Sorry to be putting the wrong information out. But I'm pretty sure that features Jack Grisham from TSOL. And then TSOL is on here, but it's the TSOL without Jack Grisham because they had an album called Change Today, which I really like, but it's got a different singer on it. Red Cross, that's Red Cross with a K, is on here. Citadel. The Effigies, 45 Grave. I recently saw them too at the Cruel World Festival, and they were 45 Grave is on one of those compilations, I think, Return of the Living Dead soundtrack. Screaming Sirens, which I just showed, Maniac. Let's see, Tex and the Horseheads, John Truby, A Blind Man's Penis, and Rain Parade, The Leaving Trains, Green on Red, Game Theory. This is like a really cool comp. And I think, yeah, the Effigies, Blue Funk, from the LP Fly on a Wire. Anyways, so cool. I really like these Enigma Records releases. And let's see. All right. It's almost time to go. That time went by fast. Here's one. Open up and say, ah. All right. I know this may not be your thing, but I like Poison. That's a good one. What's on there? Love on the Rocks, Nothing But a Good Time. I think that was the big hit. Every Rose Has its Thorn. Yeah. I don't like the ballads, the heavy metal ballads or the cock rock ballads as much as I do the other faster paced songs. I'm just not a ballads girl, I don't think. Let's see what else is in here. Might have already shown this one. Standing on the Beach, The Cure, the singles. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of Cure hits on it. Oh, cool. Red Cross with Sonic Youth. Oh, wow. That must have been a good show. I like Sonic Youth. I've never seen them, though. Never seen them live. This Cure, Standing on the Beach. It's got Killing an Arab, Boys Don't Cry, Jumping on Someone Else's Train, A Forest Primary, Hanging Garden, Let's Go to Bed, The Walk, Love Cats, Caterpillar, Close to Me. It's got all kinds of good stuff on it. So Red Cross with a K is more alternative, and Red Cross with a C is a punk band from LA. Is that how it goes? Where's Red Cross with a K from? Does anyone know? Is it really? Same band? Just a different version of it? Scotty, you're saying that the two Red Crosses are the same band, but just... Yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. Oh, yeah, they evolved. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to read up on that. Here's a Flock of Seagulls album. It's got my name on it. A friend of mine saw them and had them sign it for me. It says, happy birthday to Steph. Woohoo! I like the Flock of Seagulls. This one has Iran and Space Age Love Song. Telecommunication, that's a really good one. DNA, I like that. That's an instrumental one. I like it a lot. 1982. All right. Seeing them in New York in September. Cool. Alan, where are you? Where are you located? Oh, X. I've seen X a few times. I thought I just read X was calling it quits. Does anyone know anything about that? I've seen X a couple times in San Francisco. That was like years ago, though. Queens. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm in California. I'm kind of like halfway between San Francisco and halfway between LA. Never been to New York, though. It's on my bucket list. Yeah, for some reason, I thought I just read an article that X was calling it quits. But they play all the time here in California, or they have in the past. All right, let's see what else I got. Another Prince. This one's really good. I like the little naked baby on there. Wendy and Lisa are there, all the lyrics. Looks like they're in Paisley Park. Oh, it's like Prince, bittersweet, man. I miss Prince. It's just kind of cool thinking that I lived in a world where Prince was alive, you know? It's like all the great artists are going. I like the song Tambourine on that Prince record. Yeah. Yeah, America is a really good one. That was just a really unique record. I was only a girl when that came out. I had it on cassette, though, and I played the crap out of that cassette. I really, really was a big Prince fan when I was a girl. All right. Well, gosh, guys, thank you everybody for tuning into this live stream. This was really fun. Maybe I'll do it again. And I'm just trying to figure out when a good time for everyone, to come and hang out would be. But it was really cool hanging out with all of you guys and getting all these. I got a whole list now in my mind of all these bands I want to check out and albums and stuff. So this has really been fun. Raspberry Beret, yeah, was the hit. Yeah, thanks, Scotty. I have bye guys. I have all kinds of records I want to bring out and show you guys. I'm kind of like in the process of moving, so it's like I'm just kind of rediscovering some of these myself, but I'll be back soon. Maybe I'll do another live stream soon. It was really cool hanging out with you guys. Happy Sunday. What are you guys all doing today? I'm just hanging out pretty much. It's a good thing to do. I gotta go back to work tomorrow. So I'm trying to relax today and just don't have any really big plans. So this has been fun. Playing records all day. Laundry. I got laundry. I gotta fold. So I want to put that off. Well, you can listen to music and play laundry, right? Or play music and fold laundry. All All right, dudes, I'm signing out, and dudettes. I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming to my live stream. I really appreciate it. It was really fun. Sounds like a good plan. I'll probably be doing the same thing. Okay, guys, I'm signing out. I'll see you soon. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye.